How can we observe unknown traffic? One possibility to create rules for monitoring outbound traffic is having your servers communicating by a gateway that is working as a proxy. This is the solution that I used here in my lab, but it works in the same way if your gateway works as a rooted gateway. So you have some common services where you can work with categories to allow traffic, and you log it. I created this rule simply to verify that my lab has internet access. And here is the set of rules for software updates that I'm monitoring. I use the category for software update, and I want to have a log per TCP connection. That's why I'm using detailed log here, so that application control will give me the application for each TCP connection performed. In case I would just use log, I would just see the application for an application session. So I'm having my categories, and another important element is I'm watching out for unknown traffic. Uncategorized traffic and traffic that does not match any application signature. And for this traffic, I want to have the URL, I want to have the data volume that is performed, and I want to have it on a per TCP connection basis. And then I clean up, I drop everything else that is falling into this rule. If we look at the logs that have been generated just when I was using on my Ubuntu server the update functionality apt-get, so you see that actually traffic has been legitimately allowed. This is a session log message where we do see that apt-get was used. It has a low risk, and you see the URL, so everything is fine, and you see the rule that was matching here. If we look at our log window, lower window, we can see that for this application session, we have 3 TCP connections associated. Let's quickly review the meaning of an application session. You probably know that when you go to the advanced settings for application control and URL filtering, you allow the categorization of HTTPS websites, looking at the SNI in a secured way, and you have the session unification functionality where every connection is associated with a session. I defined it here in my lab to 2 minutes, just for the sake of seeing what is happening. And under the advanced settings, you can define what is happening if categorization should be applied in hold mode or in background mode. You want to review these settings and make a good decision about it. Other traffic that was blocked here is something that I might want to investigate, because if I'm curious about what is happening, I can always take a copy of the IP address, and then I can move to my Infinity SoC and have the traffic investigated. What we see in this example is that the IP address has a risk rating. It's unclassified, so we don't know what it is. But before panicking, we can look what information has been found. So currently it is not associated with any domain. In the past, it used to be associated with Ubuntu domains, Ubuntu China CN, so it's a domain of China, and some protections have triggered. But these protections have triggered in the past, and we know about it in our database. These are not specific to our environment here. If I go back to the logs and look at another IP address, Again, we have a risk rating, which is similar to the risk rating before. We have some search results by Google. We don't have any tweets, and we don't have any checkpoint research information. And we have a current domain, ubuntu.com. And in the past, it was used by various Ubuntu-related domains. Something that's a little bit strange is this Ubuntu. So it's kind of not really nice. That probably it was a mistake in registration. However, I decide to leave this IP address to be blocked in my environment. Thank you for watching this.